Nottingham Forest will travel to Bournemouth, the scum, the crap stadium that it is, in the Premier League this weekend. And we'll be looking at that as well as all the other Premier League fixtures. Welcome to the Premier League review stream. Let's go. Good morning, good evening, or good night, wherever in the world you are. Whatever time of day you're watching this, hope you're having a wonderful day. And welcome to the start of your weekend. As always, we will be doing the Predictor League. Kind of my favorite stream of the week because it's all that excitement, all that anticipation. I can't talk, man. Anticipation of the games to come. As always, we've got Twist of Fate looking good on camera, mate. Yes. The face reveal. The face reveal. The 8K face reveal. Thank you all to subscribe. And Simple As, who's pretty depressed these days.
Notice there's no Spurs in my title anymore.
Removed. Where's the comedy Spurs gone? You might as well just support Forest, man.
Might as well at this point. I know more about Forest than Spurs from this channel.
Let's say hello to the guys and then we're going to kick off and we're going to have a look at the results. Well, the league from last week. Afternoon, the legend mod, that is Omar. Good to see you, Visual Joker. Hope you're well. David, lovely to see how regular you are. I haven't seen the goal yet. Is there another player we should be nicking from them? Let me know. The legend that is Nottingham Now and Then. How are you, buddy? Make sure you're following him on Insta. Good day, all move back to 6th. Twisted crap.
I did do crap, man. I let everyone catch up this week big time.
I told him to make it more interesting. Oh, the Vikings in here as well. Afternoon Reds. Well, technically that's me and you, Twist, not Mo. Is that right? Danjuma to Everton. He was strongest link to there, but I haven't seen anything say it's done. Good to see you, Sci-Fi Monkey. For now, it's speculation. He has spoken to Steve Cooper. We're still in the hunt, but I don't think we're favorites. Simon, I'm pissed off. Man U away didn't even go to the home members, for fuck's sake. We could have probably sold 12k if we went general sale. The away match, I mean, Man U struggle to fill their ground these days, so I'm surprised we didn't get more allocation.
Oh, that is completely wrong, man. Are you talking about Man City?
Oh, sorry, let me readdress. Man U struggle to fill their ground with legitimate fans that aren't plastic. Anyway.
Plastic fans that have just stayed plastic for.
It's all corporate, man. It's all corporate. What are you talking about?
Oh, cool. Okay.
D Chapo is saying, "Come on, you Red gets these 3 points against Bournemouth. We owe him a win. We do, man. I'm looking forward to this one." Carl, good to see you in here, buddy. Adam, as always, Adam, you need to be a member, mate. You're missing out. You're missing out. So many clubs want Danjuma. I think it's pointless trying that player anymore. We'll get him. If Marinakis wants him, we will get him. What else we got? We got the Red Dog in here. Good to see you. And Bobby, our boy from America. How are you, Bobby? Swap Danjuma for Dennis. Dennis is still a player in him. You guys need to trust me. I told you about Lodi. You didn't believe me. Now you do. Trust me on Dennis. Sean as well. Good to see you in here. I was hoping he wasn't going to be here. But that made it worth it. You know, the reason I was hoping he wasn't going to be here is because when I put this up, let me make it a little bigger. This is the results from last week. Steve Cooper outdoes Forest Ant by 1 point, and Forest Ant ended up second after he was gloating that he was top dog. He's not, but well done to Stevie Cooper. Forest Ant, you had a fluky week. He got 12 points from exacts, man. 4.5 from close and slam points, whatever the hell that is. Bet MMA having a cracking week. And Nottingham Now and Then flying up the table with 19.5, finishing 4th. I had an okay week, man. I thought I was doing quite well with 18. Huh?
I'm not used to seeing you in the top half on a weekly table.
Funny, but I'm right up there, top 10. Who else? Where did you guys end up? RB had a stinker, man. 16 points. JP was 16. Simple as there you are with 16. More points than Spurs. Simon had a decent week, 14.5. Nick, where the hell are you, man?
I let everyone catch up this week. I'm telling you. I think I got like single digits, 8, 9 points maybe.
I'm still scrolling. 10.
Well,
10 points for
10,
Twist.
10.
Game on, ladies and gents. Game on as he got 10. There's Sharky with 9. Not a great outing by Sharky. It's had an absolute stinker with 6, man. Let's see what that does to the table, guys. So Twist's lead has been cut.
Nothing, man.
What's that? 18 odd points?
Oh, yeah, 18 points. Oh, RB's ahead of Simple As there.
Mo, you've gone down by 3 points. RB's taking you. Hong Kong Fooey into 4th place. Red Dog making a move. Big move by Nottingham now and then, up 3 into 6th. Oh man, I've gone up 1 place into 10th. I've got to take Nottingham now and then. There's only 4.5 points. All right, I'll deal with him this weekend. Forest Ant with a big jump up to 16th. Any other big movers? Oh, One Tree 2 Star down 4 places and Red Raz down 3 places. It's getting tight. It's getting tight for those Champion League spots. All right, should we jump into it? Before we do, are we missing any comments from the guys? David saying Uti's done another Forest vid. Uti's going to be on not this week, next week. And you guys are going to love it. Dennis is obviously sponsoring Wolverine. I mean, he pays well. What can I say? What can I say? Martin, good to have you on here. Jimmy Walker, I'm very well. How are you? Kestrel, good to see you as well. Guys, make sure you got your predictions in, and we're going to get started. Now, Martin's saying Woods can play tomorrow, but is cup tied against the Manx. I thought he didn't get registered by 12. I've been at work, though. Anyway, all right, let's jump into it and have a look at the matches. And match number 1 is... How do we do this crap again? You know what to do. Dashboard. There. All right, so it's a big one. Starts off with Liverpool versus Chelsea. Guys, what have you gone with in your predictions for this? And Simple As, what are you thinking about this game? 2 relegation-torn teams here, really.
Man, this is a hard one, isn't it? Like, I mean, seriously, it's like relegation teams, but also like both Hospital FC. They've got so many injuries between them. They're both playing terrible. I mean,
wait, who are Liverpool at?
Liverpool.
I mean, they got their usual. Diaz is out.
Van Dijk is out.
Nunes is probably fit, which is a bad thing.
Jota's obviously out as well. You've got Firmino out. I mean, yeah, even Harvey Elliott's out. Who's
but Chelsea have got more injuries, haven't they?
Chelsea can field a whole squad of injuries. I do actually feel a little bit sorry for Harry Potter with these injuries and then the ridiculous suspension from Felix. I mean, honestly, I mean, it's funny from my perspective, but if I was a Chelsea fan, I wouldn't be best pleased. This is a really tough one. I mean, the thing is that...
Yeah, pretty tough as the kids come streaming in. Pick it up, Twist. Where are you going with
I don't know.
No, wait, let me just finish there. So I mean, they're at Liverpool at home, so I would usually follow the at-home rule with this kind of tight game, and Liverpool, especially at home, are difficult to break down, but could this be a draw? I mean, 12:30 as well. One of those early weird games. I feel like I might just have to go for a draw on this. What are you guys thinking?
The advisors just turned up. I don't know, Nick. What are you thinking?
I don't know. You got to think Chelsea have been splashing the cash again. They brought in, what's his name, Mudryk. I don't know much about him, but I think
I've never heard of him before he was linked to Arsenal.
And then he goes for 80 odd million. So I don't know where he plays exactly. I mean, he's an attacking player, so he probably plays anywhere in the front 3.
He's like a kind of left. Yeah, he's like a bit of a left wing.
I think they've just bought everyone except the position they need, which is an out-and-out striker that we've been saying for weeks. But they've also signed another guy today from PSV for 30 million. So they're splashing the cash. The injuries they've got are the ones that are key areas, the fullbacks. Like I said, James I rate is probably the best right back in the world right now, and he's been out for too long.
Aurier.
Okay, let's ignore that comment. And he's been out for too long. So they are lacking in key positions with these injuries. But I just feel like Liverpool would sneak this one. Chelsea if they keep playing Havertz, man, I just don't rate this guy. I've never rated this guy.
But he scored and they won their last game against, was it Palace?
I watched some of that game. He had plenty of chances that he missed as well. I just don't see him as a striker, man. And they just keep committing to put him up front in that position. It just doesn't work for me. But I think even with both injuries on either side, I think Anfield factor would kick in on this one. I'm going to go with a narrow Liverpool win.
Okay. Adam, just a quick thing on this, and for the rest of you guys that may be joining for the first time. Firstly, don't forget to hit the like button. But you can join in now, bro, because you get weekly results, you get weekly points. The link is in the link tree. I'm sure Oh My will put the link in for you guys. Just sign up and get your results in, and join the Wolverine YouTube League. What are the guys saying here? David's saying he thinks 2-1 to Liverpool. Tomic thinks 3-2 to Liverpool. Sci-Fi saying 2-1 to Liverpool.
Yeah, that's what I've gone. Classic 2-1. Gotta be.
I feel like it could be a draw.
I'm going to the draw.
I hate going draws though.
I know, I hate it, but they're both so unpredictable.
You think Klopp's got pressure on him? Has he got any worries about not necessarily getting sacked, but maybe he would get to a point where he walks away himself? I don't know. If they I think this season they don't make Champions League, that's a massive blow for them, man.
They'll make Champions League, man.
It's competitive this
year.
Where
are they? They're ninth in the table.
They're 10 points off Newcastle.
That's a big gap.
The gap is starting to get bigger, man. Look at that.
They got a game in hand. So it's 7.
Yeah.
Okay, can we agree on this? Whoever loses this game is out of top 4.
Nah.
Officially done. Even though we're only halfway through the season. I don't know.
If Chelsea lose, I think so, because they've got a game,
The thing is, there's 11 days left of this transfer window. Chelsea could buy a whole new team by the end of that. So we don't know what the team's going to look like by then, but it makes it on, what is it now, 10 points?
I don't know what to go with this, man. I don't know what to go. David's saying Klopp won't quit. Do you guys think that the loser of this is out of the Champions League race? Let us know in the chat down below. I don't know. I think
Newcastle ain't going anywhere, man. They're sticking around for the long haul here. Spurs, you never know what you're going to get with them. Fulham are obviously going to drop off. Brighton, neither.
We do know what we're going to get. We're going to get nothing from them. Spurs will be lucky to get Europa Conference.
What is that? 8th,
7th.
Spurs will be lucky to stay up at this rate.
Literally, yeah.
2-2. Oh, 2-1.
What a baby, man! Absolutely pulled out of it.
Baby, I'm going 2-1. Let's see what everyone else has gone.
So boring.
Has anyone gone Chelsea? Look at that, 65% home win, 26 draw, 9%.
Should I be changing my prediction or something?
Wait, what did you get?
I want to see, did anyone go Chelsea? Ez has gone Chelsea 2-1, but he doesn't know nothing about
definitely
football.
Don't go Chelsea then. He got 6 points last week.
Exactly. And then Forest Fairlamb's gone 2-1. Few have gone for the draw.
Is that new boy even playing? I don't even think he's playing.
There's so many 2-1s, it's ridiculous, man.
People are latching onto this 2-1.
JP, Shanghai Noon Sherwood.
Gotta do it.
I'm going to be pretty annoyed if it's 2-1 now.
Yeah.
What did RB go? What did RB go? We need to know that.
RB went
1-0 Liverpool. Yeah, it seems low. It seems low though. Feels like an action-packed
I would probably expect it to be more 1-0. Marcus, thank you so much for subscribing, buddy. Make sure you get in the Predictor League. Adam saying, I think Newcastle will finish 2nd. Can imagine Man City going 5th or lower. No chance, man. And Sci-Fi saying, don't think either will make top 4, maybe 6th or 7th. Very interesting. All right, let's move on to the big one.
Ooh.
Forest go to the bike shed to face Bournemouth. I don't like this view. I preferred the other view where it had the league table. But all right, what are you thinking on this?
Go to today.
Well, I've got my own agenda. I've got my own agenda. I want Bournemouth down ASAP. I want that R next to their name as soon as possible, man. They don't deserve to be in the Premier League. They haven't got the ground for the Premier League. None of their players are any good. They get boring games. I'm not interested in any of their games. I'm 100% backing Forest to win this. And in reality, you should be winning this game. I'd say in every position, you've got a better player if you compare it player for player with Bournemouth.
Oh.
got a better team, man. You've even probably got a better reserve team than them. So looking at this game, you should be going into it confident of a win, comfortable win potentially. But you've had issues there before last season, not to mention.
Yeah, they cheated last season. We should have had a penalty. Linesman flags it offside. We don't get the penalty. They get it. Like I think it's the 84th, 85th minute BS. That I just hate them so much, man. And I think D Chapo is spot on. Hennessy and McKenna, man. It does worry me.
Oh yeah, I forgot about Hennessy.
Man, Hennessy comes flying out halfway to the halfway line.
I get that if they shoot at him, his bloody spaghetti hands, man, again like he did against Man U. But that's always the way with Man U.
What's the word on Wood then? So is Wood available or not then? What are we saying?
I was told he's not available, which I think helps us. Hey guys in the chat, yes or no? Are you forget the whole he's red, we gotta back him. Yeah, that's a given. Yeah. Let me ask you this question. Were you happy that we signed Chris Wood?
I think he'll do a job. I mean, he did okay at Newcastle. He did okay at Burnley. He gives you that option that I think Cooper was hoping to get out of Awoni, but hasn't been able to get out of him this season, which is a guy that can just play in the middle, play as the target man, hold the ball.
He didn't even do that with Awoni. He put Awoni on the left wing half.
No, he started him originally at the beginning of the season and down the middle, didn't he? And then he pushed him out to the wide.
But he scored a couple of goals early season. I think he needed to be given more of a chance in the middle, won't he? He's done it in Germany. He's got enough goals there.
Awoni was coming good, but he's out for like at least a month now.
The only downside I see to it is the obligation to buy out. I'm guessing
that's us pulling our pants down and taking Woods, man.
Literally, Newcastle side, I guess, because they were trying to recoup the money. I think they paid.
But it's not just a straight obligation. There's clauses like non-relegation, X amount of goals.
Is there X amount of goals? That's not a bad one if you've got X amount of goals in there. Relegation,
still, though, 15 mil, man. That's a lot for a 31-year-old plank of wood, man.
Yeah.
Let's see what the guys are saying.
I'm not sure.
Sean's saying happy on loan, but not to buy. Kay's saying indifferent to Wood. One solid saying yes, better than Sam and Awoni, out for 27 years with a sore toe. Red Dog saying Chris Wood will offer a different dimension to our play. We need that in game.
No, the other one
is an obligation to buy. So if so, then now we could have bought someone else. Yeah, just as we mentioned, it is an obligation to buy, but based on clauses. I think the two clauses are relegation and X amount of goals. I don't know how many goals he needs to do. If it's like 5 or something, we'll know that it's 5 if he doesn't get to start once he's had 4 goals.
Keep him up.
A bit like, who did they do that with? It was Griezmann, wasn't it? Atletico Madrid, where they subbed him off every like 59th minute.
Yeah, they brought him on in the 60th minute. Yeah.
That was it. Mark saying, I say thanks to Bournemouth for last season. We came up the best way possible. They gave us Wembley. Yeah, but I still hate them. I just don't like them, man, at all. Bobby's saying, Woody is legit Premier League. All good. Martin saying, Nottingham Forest have managed to sneak in Chris Wood's registration in time for him to be available against Bournemouth on Saturday, according to Sky Sports News.
Yeah. I mean, he's not a glamour.
He keeps on fire with these lines. I don't want Wood permanently.
You were linked with what's his face, Zapata. Now I rate Zapata. I think he would have been more of a glamour signing. He would have offered a lot more, but he was what, 25 plus?
He would have been 25 euros, yeah. But I'd rather do that. You know, the one I wanted was Tammy Abraham, man.
That was unrealistic, man. He gets a game for Roma under Mourinho.
Oh, come on.
But he wants to go back. Yeah, he's linked.
Linked. Yeah. He's been doing really well for Roma and Mourinho. He's like their top
Not this season. Not this season.
He played.
He's got like 3 goals. Because I know
he's proven himself in the Premier League, though. All
right, would you take Chris Wood at Spurs?
No, I've got Kane.
But we've got a similar thing with Weghorst, man. You know,
I mean, what is that all about, man?
Well, at least we have an obligation to buy 15 million. At least we've only paid 3 million on a loan, and that's it. He's out the door at the end of the season.
Yeah, but he is Chris Wood, just slower, and Chris Wood is slow.
Honestly, this guy Weghorst, man, I watched him against Palace. He is slow. He would give Maguire a run for his. I want to see that run contest between them two men. They definitely,
Chuck and Steve Cook, man. Chuck and Steve Cook as well.
They definitely finished bottom 2 in training on that beep thing, that beep challenge, man. So slow. But
I reckon he'll score goals for you, though. He'll score goals for Forest.
I've never been a fan of the big target man striker. I don't know whether it's because of FIFA or you just don't like to see it. I don't like to see it. It's just lumping it up, man. Fellaini style, chesting it down.
Yeah,
I'd rather just have someone like Martial.
But they've got like decent wingers at Forest.
Yeah,
they've got people that can, with Johnson on the wing and maybe Dennis if you bring him on the left wing, something like that. Just cross it in. He just needs someone to tap it in, and that person's been missing all season. It should have been Owoni, but he obviously doesn't like him.
I don't know.
And Wood's proven that he can score in the Premier League. He's done it with, was it Burnley and Newcastle now?
I don't know. I'm on the fence on him. I'm literally on the wooden fence on him.
He's underwhelming. I can see why he'd be underwhelming.
It's not exciting. Yeah, it's definitely not exciting.
Chapo saying old style forward, hoping does Davis. Man, some of your lot's English and grammar is horrific. Old style forward would, hoping does Davis repeat, holding ball up to give wings an inbox attack. Pretty sure you're writing that on your phone with auto predict. Mark, good to see you. Good evening, buddy. Hope you're well, guys. Don't forget to hit that like button. I know half of you have forgotten, so please hit the like button. Bobby saying, I'm a woodwind musician. Of course, I'll take Wood.
Let me just ask this question. Would you rather have had Antonio than Wood?
Yes.
Oof. See, I would say
maybe a little nostalgia there. Maybe a little nostalgia.
I'm Antonio, to be honest.
I don't know. Red Dog saying Chris Wood is not exciting signing, but hopefully will do a job. Then sell him this time next year. We'll get like 200k for him, man. Martin says Zapata has hamstring problems this season. I'd still, well, actually not with our medical staff. Jan saying Wood will come good for us. He breaks up play, holds up the ball well, and is a decent header of the ball. Experienced, should be our sledgehammer up front to complement all our Brazilian flair. Jan, can I just thank you on constructing a sentence with grammar that is legible? I appreciate that. It's actually an interesting point as well. Sci-Fi saying part of Wood's medical was to beat Cook over 20 yards. Unfortunately, he won. All right. I don't know, Mo. What are you thinking this will be?
I don't know. I think this Henderson thing is bigger than we think. Hennessy's got some dodgy hands. I feel like you've got the momentum going, but now you're away. Bournemouth really need a win. I can see you slipping up here. I don't think you'll lose.
Really?
Yeah, I can see something happening.
I can see this being
You've got a decent amount of injuries as well yourself. It's like I might
just go 10
like low draw, I think.
Guys in the chat, get your score lines in. Where are you going with, Nick?
I've gone 2-1. Classic 2-1. I'm confident. And I want it. I want them Bournemouth down, man.
It is key. Because Bournemouth, right? All their fans are literally like, I don't want to use the word suicidal, but I can't think of a word that says suicidal. So screw it. But they're down in the dumps, right? Big time. And they all think they're going down. And that's the funny thing.
Have they done anything transfer-wise?
That was Forest like 2 weeks ago, though. Let's be honest.
Nah. 4 weeks ago. But I don't know. They have bought someone. I think they bought someone today, a classic no-namer that I've never heard of. I just have flashbacks to 2-0 up at half time, man, and then we go and blow it 3-2 in the second half. And then I have flashbacks to last season and their BS with their wins.
Yeah.
The match got cancelled because their stadium apparently collapsed because the winds were too strong for them.
How could it collapse, man? It's not even that tall, man. It's like 1 meter high.
All right, let's get these scores in from the guys. Red Dog saying Forest 1-0. Simon saying we got a special guest coming to the channel on Tuesday. Okay, a little mystery. I don't even know about this yet, and God knows what Simon's done. But good work, Si. Sci-Fi saying Bournemouth 1, Forest 3. Can you take Brother Muhammad off my screen, please? Bournemouth is 108 in the last 9. They've won 1, drawn 9, lost 8. That's what worries me as well. You look at that streak and you think they're due a win, man. That worries me. David said Forest 2-0, be a real scrappy game. Keith saying, I don't pay attention to West Ham. Danilo is very good. Yeah. Well, I don't think he's going to start, though. That's the worry. No. Boring manager will get fired if they lose. They have turned on him as well. That's the other thing they've done. They've turned on him. Alaikum salam, Southpaw. Good to see you in here. The superstars keep coming to you. I don't know who this mystery guest is they're talking about. Obviously, they've done FFTV team as they're busy working in the background. Mark saying 3-1 to the famous team. Josh, oh God. I mean, it could be that. It could be a boring, dull-ass 0-0. Chapo saying, if Bournemouth go down, would you take Kiefer Moore? Nope. Philip Billings. Maybe Billings, because he annoys me. I'd take him just to stop him scoring against us.
Oh, that rocket that he scored against you earlier in the season.
Yeah, and he scored the same one, I think it was last season,
year.
From the exact same blade of grass as well. Sean saying 1-0 to Forest. 2-0 says Mark. Scarp. Oh, yes. Mark, you're spot on. I forgot about our secret weapon. I did. Have to win this 3-0, says Joe. And Forest will win. Bournemouth are shite. 1-0 says, is that Key or K? How do you pronounce that?
Kai.
Like Kai Havertz. And Martin says, Scarpa needs to take dead balls. I fully agree with that. As much as I love MG Dub, I agree with that. I'm going to go. No, whoops.
Oh,
no, I'm not.
Screenshot that. Freudian
I'm sticking with what I said in the preview. I haven't seen the preview. You can catch it after this stream. 3-1 to Forest. Can I remind you guys as well, at 6 p.m., for those of you who are not members, you will get to watch, and maybe if the members missed it yesterday, our exclusive interview with Craig Bromfield, where he tells you the whole backstory to how he met Brian Clough, how he ended up living with Brian Clough, and he even tells us about Roy Keane and his erection problems. You don't want to miss that. 6 p.m. tonight. It was fantastic. I'm sure the members who were in yesterday really did enjoy it. But wow, what a stream it was. Bring some tissues with you because you'll laugh and you'll cry. It was crazy good. That's 6 p.m. tonight. All right, let's see what you guys have gone for the Forest Bournemouth match. Yes, now Forest are first time I've seen that this season away from home. Forest have the bigger percentage, 56%, 26 to draw and 18 to Bournemouth. DJ Tone and Lord Bentner have gone for a 1-0 Bournemouth win. Are you serious? How could they? Unreal. Non-Reds. Mark saying the interview was incredible. It really was. We've put it on the Grumpy Old Reds podcast as well. So if you want to listen to it on Spotify or you want to re-listen to it, it was incredible, the story. Yeah, David, absolutely. What a story it was. Bobby's saying we played JW, Cook, McKenna in the first game. This is different. Problem is, bro, McKenna's is playing and Worrell's playing. The only one that won't be playing is Cook. A few of these, you in a draw, Mo. Southpaw. What the hell, Southpaw? A draw with Bournemouth. Forest Forever's got a draw. And Forest is going to draw as well. Here are the true Reds. Any big score? Yes, Tuna. Tuna with the 9-0. Love it, Tuna. Legend. What we got here? Jamo's gone 2-1. Kel's gone 2-1. A lot of 2-1s. Where's the confidence in your team? Even Twist has gone 2-1. Simon's gone 2-1. Sharky's gone 2-1. I've gone 3-1 and Sydney's gone 4-1. What's Ez and Ant done? Forest Ant's gone 2-0 to Forest. Where's that little...
Ant is such a safe little player. He just goes 2-0 every week.
So is Ez.
Oh, that's not a good sign. That's not a good sign for Ant. Okay, I'm feeling much better about my draw right now. I feel like this momentum's got to end at some point, and
it's not going to end ever. All right, let's move on to Leicester versus Brighton. So Leicester are 19th in the league. 14th in the league on 17 points. Brighton are flying, aren't they? 7th in the league, 30 points. Mo, what do you think of this one?
I'm so jealous of Brighton. I just like the way that they play. I think they're a relatively small team. Yeah, no. Look, Harry Potter left them. They've just continued in that trend anyway.
Wait 1 second. Just wait 1 second. Stop. We're taking a pause in the stream. We've only got 26 likes and like 70 or 80 of you in here. Hit the like button, please. Thank you. Sorry, carry on.
No, I was just saying they're continuing to play how they did under Harry Potter, and like they just move it around so nicely. They don't even have the best players in the world. They've just lost Trossard, and for me, it's going to make absolutely no difference. Like before they lost Basuma, Cucurella, Ben White. Every time we say, "Oh, they're gonna struggle now. They lost play," but they just seem to bring someone else that we don't know in. They lost Mopai. We said they're not going to be able to score goals now. And
can I just say I called that all summer? Said how crap he was. Thank you. I was right.
Yeah, but people like Gross and stuff stepping up. It's just I like the way they play.
But they still haven't got a striker. Don't you think they still need a striker?
Well, they're kind of like a really crappy Man City. Let's just put it out. Like they pass it around nicely and they score sort of with various sort of midfielders.
Are they still playing well crap up front?
He does play, yeah. He does play.
Oh my god! And there's
he's more of a sort of hold up player, as the comments were saying before, like Wood, like just laying them off to the wingers and stuff for them to score. But I think, especially against Leicester, I can't be bothered for Leicester. They've just got shambolic defenders. I think this will be an easy win for Brighton.
What are you saying, Nick?
I mean, Mo's right about Brighton. They lose their manager, they lose their players. It doesn't affect them. They keep going out there and just playing the same way, getting the goals. I mean, they absolutely demolished Liverpool. I mean, they didn't just win 3-0. They out-possessioned them. They out-passed them. They outperformed them completely for the whole 90 minutes. So you can't argue with that. Trossard, I don't know how important he was. Whenever I saw him,
he's good, man. He's good. I don't agree with what Tomic's saying. He's saying he's a one-season wonder.
No, he's been doing it for a couple of seasons now.
Yeah. Just very quickly, Martin, to join the Predictor League, I'm sure we'll put the link for you in the chat, or just go to the link tree /Forest Fan TV, and there's a Predictor link in there, and just join. I think it's called Wolverine YT, the Predictor. So click on that link and get your results in so we can shout them out. There you go. Omar's done it. Yeah, but there's got to be a stage, Nick, where too many players being sold is too many players.
The thing is, when they sell players, though, they get good money for them as well. They get more than the actual value, I feel. Like
that Casado one's crazy.
Chelsea. Yeah, what did they sell the left back for to Chelsea?
55.
60 million.
65, whatever. They're getting good money for Trossard. He hasn't got long left in his contract. They're just a well-run club at the moment in every aspect of it. So you can't argue with that. Leicester,
but aren't they heavily in debt? Aren't they like in the top 7 or something, most indebted clubs?
I don't know why they're in debt, actually. Yeah, I saw that stat as well. I'm not really sure why they're in debt, whether it's a stadium thing or so in the past. But at the moment, they're making a crap load of money, man, off these sales. So, yeah, you're talking about Casado maybe going as well for another 60 million. So,
and they paid, what, 5 mil for him?
Yeah, exactly, from South America. So,
the thing is, doing a Brighton, they're trying to mirror the Brighton model at the moment, getting these South American players in. And Owen's right when he says Brighton are a well-run, established Premier League club. Hope Forest follow their example. I feel like we are. I really do. But do they beat Leicester?
Leicester, I still feel like they're more and more a one-man team these days. I don't know what the injury update is on Maddison. But if he's not playing, then I don't think they win this. And even if he does, I don't think they win this in either way, to be honest. Brighton are just too good at the moment, man. So I'm going to go with a comfortable 3-1 Brighton win.
3-1? Bloody hell. What are you guys in the chat saying on this scoreline-wise? Let us know. Simple as, what are you going?
I went 2-0 Brighton. I think it'll be a comfortable away win.
I don't know what to go. I might nick one of the chat scores. David saying 3-0 easy Brighton win. Southpaw is saying Brighton good scouting system. I want to know why they're so in debt. Would I take a player like Maddison at Forest? I think Maddison gets into most teams, to be honest. I mean, Newcastle really want him. Arsenal still really want him.
Who would he replace? I don't know who he'd replace in the Forest team. Who would he replace?
I don't know, Mangala, maybe.
He's a bit more attacking.
You make room for a player like that. Mark's saying 4-0 to Brighton. They're going for some big. I don't think it's going to be big. I'm going to go safe. I'm going to go 2-1. I'm going to semi-sit on the fence on my scoreline there. 2-1 for me on that one. Do we need to shout these scores out? Let's move on to the next one. We'll shout these ones out. Oh, God, Southampton.
This is not a nice one.
Not a great game.
I mean, Villa look like they've turned the corner with the new manager rule, and he's sustained them with Emery.
So jealous. I would have taken Emery at Spurs, honestly. Just a solid pair of hands. That's what he is. He just keeps proving himself every club he goes. I mean, Arsenal didn't give him a chance, but I think he should keep Villa at least mid-table for this season, and then see where they go from that. But Southampton, they've had their win now, so there's no win due rule, I would say here. You surely got to back Villa here. I mean, they're losing. It looks like Ings is going, isn't he? But I don't think that
he's gone. He's gone. He's signed. They've announced him to West Ham.
I mean, it shouldn't affect them really in any way. So yeah, I'm going to go. I think it won't be too much, but I think they'll just edge past Southampton.
Nick, before you say your say on this, guys in the chat, get your scores in. But there's over 80 of you in here and only 44 likes. Please do hit that like button and subscribe to the channel if you're new to Forest Fan TV. This is our more well-rounded stream of the week where we help and try to educate the Forest fans and help them come together. And we look at the rest of the Premier League. We can't just internalize all the time. We've got to look outside of Forest and judge the competition.
Bring you back down to earth. That's what you're trying to say.
Bring you back down to earth. I mean, we're looking down at a lot of teams. I wouldn't be too smug. You're only 13 points ahead of us.
Mate, you're still talking about top 4 and stuff on some of your streams. I don't know what you're talking about. Yeah, no, that's why we're here. Bring you back down to earth.
I'm good. I'd worry more about your club, Spurs, mate. All right, so I'm Nick. What are you saying on this one? Villa Southampton.
Doesn't look like it's going to be a great game. Southampton had a little surge back with a couple of cup wins. Got that key win away at Everton. Villa actually didn't play well against Leeds. They probably got lucky to win that game. So I think Southampton might be on a bit of form picking up here. So I'm going to go for a draw here.
A draw.
Interesting. Look at
just added picks. Cheers. No worries. I don't know. I'm tempted by a draw, but I feel like Villa are going to do well. I'm going to go 1-0 Villa. Keep it simple. Southampton can't score, man. They were terrible against Forest.
I've just noticed the win-loss categories underneath. It's going to be hilarious for Everton West Ham.
My God, man.
Let's just see what the guys have got here before we move on to that. So, Villa are overwhelming favourites. 57% have gone Villa. 26 for the draw, 17 for Southampton. Few have gone Southampton. Tomic, you gone Southampton. RB's gone Southampton. There's his trump card potentially there. Quite a lot have gone for a draw. I see Raz has gone for a draw. Forest Ant's gone for a draw. I was tempted by the draw. Gary Boldy, 1865, has gone for the draw. So is Kel, Lovely Jubbly. Sharky's gone for the draw. Twist has gone for the draw. Nottingham Now and Then has gone for the draw as well.
Boring.
Quite a lot gone for the win for Villa, though. Third High's gone for the win. DJ's gone for the win. Bet MMA. What are you saying boring when you've gone for a Villa win as well, man? 2-1 to Villa. Tuna Holmes going 2-1. Ez gone 2-0. Did I go 2-0? Okay, thank God I didn't. Mai's gone 2-0. Sai's gone 2-0 as well. Interesting. All right, let's move on to the next game and go through that. What we got? This is gonna... Who wants to start us off here? Look at the Reds, man. Where's the greens in this? Guys in the chat, what are you thinking? What's he saying? Simple as, surely even you must agree that boring, defenseless, overrated, overhyped, useless turd Conte needs to go now.
Conte, man. Conte.
We'll get to Spurs.
Ooh, he's scared to say what he thinks. Sci-Fi saying 1-1 Southampton Villa. Nobody is special says, just here to say Forest will score 7 against Bournemouth. That's all you needed to say. Thanks for stopping in. Best line of the day so far. Southpaw saying Brighton debt is mostly owed to their chairman, over 300 million. There's Southpaw in the know. Thank you for letting us know, buddy. As long as you don't get as a score, you'll be fine. And Tomic saying West Ham fell off a cliff. Who wants to start us off with this West Ham Everton one, man?
I mean, there's got to be a Jewett rule floating around here somewhere.
But there's a double Jewett rule, man. Does that cancel out?
We need to go further back, man. Who had the W first? I don't know. It's not going to be a great game. There's talk of Moyes getting sacked if he loses this game. Everton are just in a mess on and off the field. The fans are against them. The board won't even show up to games because they're scared for their life. It's just two clubs in a bit of a mess at the moment. And I think Everton
this is atrocious, man. Guys in the chat, when was the last win Everton had and West Ham had? Because someone find out, because I can't even bother to look myself.
I honestly can't think of the last game Everton, West Ham won either, to be honest. West Ham have been... Just think of how West Ham were last season compared to now, man. It's ridiculous. They changed fortunes, and they haven't really changed much. Their key players are still there from last year.
They got Paqueta since then as well.
And they added Paqueta and that Italian striker as well. They've just done nothing with them. So I think Moyes... I mean, is this whoever loses gets sacked? Maybe. I think from Moyes' side of view...
This is El Sacco.
El Sacco.
If he loses at home to Everton, he's definitely going, I think. Everton, they might have on to him because the fans don't seem to be blaming Lampard, do they, as much? The fans
They've started to.
Maybe
again.
I don't know.
I get great pleasure in watching fan TV channels of losing teams because I'm an arsehole. Exactly. But they're starting to turn on Lampard. Can you see a situation where they just have a wife swap here?
A what? I think
Moyes goes back.
Yeah, Moyes goes back, and Lampard goes back to West Ham, his old roots.
How many chances does Lampard get, man, to prove that he's a decent manager when he's clearly not, man, at the moment? He's failed at Chelsea. He's failed at freaking Everton. What did he even... Where was he at? Derby, was he?
Derby.
Do much
That's the training ground for any previous...
He goes so far on your freaking name, man, and I feel like he's got to go back down a few divisions now to get himself to come back in the Premier League if he gets sacked here. So, but... I am going to go with a home win for this, just because the fact is
really
because they're home, basically.
Just because they're home, and I feel like the crowd could get on their backs though, man. If they concede an early goal to Everton, could be hostile. But I feel like West Ham are going to sneak this 1-2-1.
I mean, Tony's saying a 0-0 draw, and then Sean's saying a 1-1 draw. Mark's saying 1-0 to West Ham. I don't know. Simplaz, what are you thinking?
I mean, they're just both as bad as each other, so I think there might be a couple of goals, at least. It might be a decent watch to match for the neutral, but I think I'm just going to have to go with the home rule on this one. They're home. They've got their crowd buzzing them up. That's all. Literally, that's all I can base it on because they're both really bad at this stage. I heard the other day that they don't even know who the real is.
Is this going to sway you in a different way? Ings signing as well.
I was thinking that, yeah. Is he playing, though? But again, I'm going with the West Ham win, so either way.
Rebecca's saying 2-2. Mark's saying 0-0. Another boring match. I don't know. This is an ugly one, man. This is really ugly. I want to know what Ez went so I can not go what he went. That's probably the best.
I was just tuning
the opposite. What is it with Danny Ings and playing with these claret and blues and stuff? He just has to go in that purpley pink top every single team he goes to.
Here's a question for you. Would you prefer Ings to Wood?
Yes.
Oh, straight in there with the yes.
I like Ings. I think he's good. And you're wrong in what you say because he was at Southampton in red and white, so that doesn't count as claret and blue
as well. But you know what I mean? All three. He's ticking all the claret and blue boxes.
Has he been at Burnley?
Yeah. Was it Burnley for a while?
Got a full house then. Full house. A couple of them forgot about Ings. Tony's saying forgot about Ings 1-0. 2-1 to the Hammers. Yeah, Ez, what did you go, man? So we don't go what you went because you're so crap at this. I'm gonna. It's gonna be an ugly 1-0. I think they do a wife swap. I can see a wife swap.
What do you want here from a Forest goggles on?
Draw. 100%.
Yeah. I guess so.
A
Yeah.
draw is perfect. And it puts Bournemouth into the relegation zone once we beat them. So that's perfect for me. Oh, Martin pulling out the rule book. Scunthorpe as well, claret and blue.
It needs to play.
True.
Yeah. Skip over these
all
ones,
right.
man. These guys are boring. Yeah.
Yeah, let's move on to this next one. Palace Newcastle. Goddamn, Newcastle are good.
Yeah, they're really
Annoyingly good, man.
So annoying.
Why are they just so good defensively, man? What have they conceded like all season, like 8 goals or something stupid like that? And they've got like that Burn guy at left back or whatever, right back or whatever. He's
Left back, yeah.
Guy, man. They Trippier, ex-Spurs boy. They're just all just working as a defensive unit and then just sneaking late goal. Who did they score late against? Fulham, wasn't it? 1-0. Late goal,
Yes.
man.
Mitrovic missed the penalty by the double kick.
Yeah,
That's
there you
hilarious.
go. I'd want to see him just fall away, but I don't think it's going to happen. They've lost Wood, and they've already come out and said they're going to replace him. So who they're going to spend the money on there, I've got no clue. But they could literally buy anyone they wanted. So they're probably going to buy a few more players. They're still going to be floating around this Champions League, still going to be taking up the spots that me and Spurs want. So this one, Crystal Palace played okay against us. They didn't really offer much in attacking third, but it is a tough place to go. Could I see the streak end? I mean, they've had a couple of draws there. Could I see him losing? No. Could I see him drawing? Maybe. I'm not undecided at the moment.
Yeah, Zaha is loosely linked, Jay Parker, but I can't see it happening.
No.
Not at all. And Visual Joker, you're way too generous with your donations these days. Thank you so much for your 179, buddy. That's way too kind of you. Appreciate your support and everyone else's. Don't forget, straight after this, at 6 o'clock, we will be having open to everyone the interview, the exclusive interview done by FFTV's very own Dino with Craig Bromfield on his book, Be Good, Love Brian. The stories he shares are unreal. 6 o'clock, don't miss that. So once we've finished up here, go get your dinner, go get your popcorn. You're going to want to watch every second of it. It's, I think it was an 80 minutes, so about an hour and a half. So give yourself plenty of time. You're going to want to watch it and enjoy it. Quickly, these messages. 3-2 will be a good match to watch.
This is the
David saying, huh?
This is the Saturday, evening kickoff.
Is it?
Yeah.
Okay. Let's just. I can't see anything but a Newcastle win here. 3-1. 3-1. Simple as Leeds Brentford.
Oh God. Thanks a lot. What can you say about this match? I mean, Brentford obviously are on a little bit.
They're undefeated, man. Look at that. 2, 4, 6, 7 undefeated.
Yeah, I mean they are definitely doing well. Leeds off, they've gone off a bit since they had a little streak earlier, last couple of weeks ago. But thing is, Leeds are at home. There's got to be an end to this Brentford sort of purple patch at the moment. Is this potentially the one? I don't know. You can never really rely on Leeds.
Are you overthinking the rules, man?
I'm a little bit, but I mean, Brentford, how can they go? They're going to have to get a loss at some point. But will it be Leeds? Will it really be Leeds? I don't think so. I'm probably just going to go with a really boring Brentford win, just based on form on this one.
I've been kind of impressed with Leeds. The last couple of games I've seen of them, they played against Villa. They deserved to get something out of that match for sure. And they had this new guy that I'm actually scouting that looks like the next big thing.
Yeah, the little left winger.
Lonto or whatever his name is. Yeah, the little winger. He scored in the FA Cup replay midweek, and he played really well against Villa as well. So I've got a feeling this is going to be a home win, actually, for Leeds. So I'm going to go 3-1, actually.
3-1.
I kind of agree, but not for the same reasoning as you have. Just because we got Leeds next, and I want them to get their win out of the way.
Wait, why would you want them to get the win out of the way? Why would you not just want Brentford to stay up there and Leeds to stay down there?
Now, what I'm saying is Leeds are starting to... If they lose again now, yeah, that's 2, 4, 5, 6 games without a win. They're definitely going to be due a win. I'm preempting the rule of due a win by giving them a win.
I think you're looking too deep into the rules there, man. I think you just got to stick with them losing as many as possible, man.
You just said Leeds are going to win, and now you're trying to talk me out of it.
No, I think Leeds will win, but I'm saying from your point of view, you don't want Leeds to win just before they play you, just so they get their win out the way.
Yeah, but I kind of want to overtake Brentford because I don't really like Brentford. Do you know what, right? Brentford were one of the worst teams I've seen at the City Ground this season. They were crap when we went, and is it because Tony wasn't playing?
What was the score? I can't remember.
2-2. But we should have smashed them, man. We should have smashed them
2-2 as well. And they're pretty good.
What are you guys in the chat saying? Mark saying 2-1. How come Tony has not been suspended yet? It's probably
in the Premier League. Could ask that question about.
Sci-fi saying 2-1 to Leeds. They've turned the corner worryingly. Owen saying still being investigated, Martin, but you'd think the amount of charges he's up should be suspended already. Well, innocent till proven guilty. Mark, good to have you in here, buddy. 2-1 to Brentford. Tony brace. I wonder if he's got a bet on that. I don't know about this one. I'm going to sit on the fence. I'm going to go 1-1 draw. I'm going to go 1-1 draw on this one. Okay, let's move on to... Oh, my God. How many games are there? Bloody hell. Man City Wolves. Surely banker. No. Nick.
You'd think it'd be a banker. Go on. I think it'll be bank. I mean, look, Wolves, they don't score goals. They've played okay recently, but they just cannot score goals, man. It's going to be a low-scoring game, I think. Maybe 2-0, 1-0, something like that. Man City stumbled against Spurs, but they came back strong in the second half. Yeah, I think it's got to be a home win, surely.
I think this is a banker. I mean, they're trying to offload Guedes to Barca, aren't they?
He hasn't lasted long, has he?
I'm going to give him 1 goal. I'm going to say 3-1.
Interesting.
I'm going to 3-1. You had your chance to say, but you weren't there.
I'm going back to business. Back to normal business with Man City. 3-0. Bang.
Yeah.
Done.
All right, Nick, you can start us off on this one.
Oh,
how's your... are you going to back your boys?
These are the 2 informed teams.
Oh, yeah. Until Wednesday night when we drew to Palace. That was a gut-wrenching late goal, man. 91st minute goal.
I enjoyed it.
Worldy of a free kick. That guy's probably never even scored a free kick in his life. He didn't even celebrate. He looked like he was pissed off that he scored. I don't know why he did that. And that was just a killer result, man, because
I love seeing the pain in your face.
We had a 10-game win streak. It was brewing up confidence going into that game. We concede the late goal, take the draw, lose momentum into the Arsenal, and then on top of that, our most important and keyest player this whole season, Casemiro, gets booked.
Casemiro is your keyest player?
He's been our best player this season, yeah. 100% is our keyest player, man. We've got no one to replace him. That's our problem.
Can I say how good Anthony's been looking, mate?
You cuss down Anthony, but he's actually got 6 goals, 2 assists, so he's got the stats on his side. He hasn't, performance-wise, he hasn't done as much as I hope he'd do, but he's still, he's only first season, halfway through his first season. He's got a lot of pressure on him because of the stupid price we paid for him. We shouldn't have paid that. We should have paid 50 max, but we paid 80, whatever. You move on. Keep giving him a chance. Sancho's coming back into the fold soon. Garnacho is actually outperforming Anthony at the moment, so maybe he'll get a start of the weekend, but Casemiro being out, man, it's just instantly. I knew when I said McTominay, Fred, they just cannot play.
Does that mean your boy Fresh will play? Fresh, as the Brazilians say it.
Fresh. See, Fred's done all right when he's come off the bench, and he's a good utility player, but he can't play the role Casemiro can. No one can. But I'm thinking he might give us something outside the box and play Martinez there. Martinez there has played a DMC before. I think that blue in the background is fooled us. We can still see the priceless piece of that in the background.
Guys in the chat, wait. What do you think? That's a stadium, I'll tell you that much. But what stadium do you think that is in the background on Twist?
Twist on top of Casemiro being a yellow card, he had a chance right at the end of the match to make things right.
I know, man. He dives in. He just needs to go all out for it. Just lob his body at the ball, man. He kind of poked out a knee.
The other funny thing was, probably could ask Wolverine and what he thinks, but it was a bit of a gilt edge VAR penalty decision.
Yeah, McTominay, stone cold penalty, and they
I
didn't even
genuinely can hold my hands up and say I haven't seen it.
Okay.
What I have seen is Manchester United given yet another offside goal.
I love how you call it Manchester United when you actually look at a table on who's benefited the most out of their VAR things. We've gained 0 points, net 0 points, the same as Forest. They've gained net 0 points. And Forest, if I remember rightly, had one of the only game I've seen all season where a referee actually looked at the monitor and didn't change his mind. So if you want to talk about VAR decisions, then maybe we should look.
Wait, so the ref not changing his mind means that the ref was wrong to not change his mind?
No, I says that's the only time I've seen a referee go to the monitor and not change his mind. So is that coincidence, or is it just it just happened to be in that one game and it happened to be Forest?
Do you really want to go through VAR when you were given an offside goal after VAR and you were offside? I mean, seriously, what leg are you standing on?
Look, if that goal had been against.
Was he offside, yes or no?
By the rules, he was onside. The referees have come out and said that. That's why the rules are stupid. Don't blame us.
The paid off refs have come out and said it, have they? Okay, if that was down the other end, would you be kicking off?
Yeah, I literally just said that.
Guys in the chat, was Rashford offside against Man U?
Look, you talk about paid off refs, man. Why would we pay off for one game and then not do it against Crystal Palace? Because that was the most stone cold penalty on McTominay. That was at 1-0. It would have been 2-0. Game over. We move on. Casemiro would have been subbed. He would have been playing. Completely changed the game. They didn't even look at it, man. So you talk about VAR, Chester United. Definitely didn't help us on Wednesday.
It's like, look, offside. Yes, he was offside. Yes, no goal. 100% offside. Are you sure you want to stick with your by the book, Nick? Offside. They're flooding in with the offsides.
I was literally in shock.
McTominay dived. I haven't seen that one. McTominay dived. Here we go. Ezra's hit it. The check's bounced. That's why. Yeah, you're out of money now.
The checks always bounce when we don't get a decision, and then they're back involved when we do get a decision.
100% offside. Went down way too easy. Who feels sorry for Twist? No one.
No, I'm neutral here. I'm neutral. I'd say that Rashford was blatantly offside. Like, the fact that he just ran down with the ball. Okay, he didn't touch it, but then he was preparing himself for a shot. Edison was, he'd moved his body into position to get ready for a Rashford shot, and then Bruno just comes out of nowhere, shoots, goal, done. How is that not offside? I'll never understand. But I do think
Joe's saying onside. Oh wait, but no way Rashford wasn't involved.
Yeah, so as I was
Nick,
saying, like,
give yourself some credibility. Like, was he offside, yes or no?
Look, I don't think you actually understand the offside rule. It's obstruct a player. He didn't physically obstruct a player. Now, there is the argument of the keeper, Edison, coming out. He would have made a different decision if Rashford wasn't there, which is fair enough. But it's down to the
interpretation. What do you think, you're Boris Johnson? Answer the question.
Right, so you answer this. Why are all the referees come out and said that it was a legit goal and he was onside?
So you're saying he's onside?
I'm saying from the rules, you can interpret that goal as onside and offside. So it's left to interpretation. So it's down to the referee and the linesman.
Rashford blocked the defender. He's infringing play.
I don't think he actually did.
He didn't block the defender. That's the key part. If he'd have blocked the defender physically, then he would have been offside. But he didn't.
Yeah. I actually agree with you on that one. I don't think he blocked the defender. Kanji was on the other side. But a lot of them were sort of thinking, he's offside, and they might have basically stopped. So they thought it was.
All right, can we have this much of a debate about the McTominay one now? Because you seem to have a lot of passion when we get decisions.
I haven't seen it. I've already told you, hence I'm not... All right, guys in the chat. Was McTominay... What was it, a penalty or an offside? What?
Penalty.
It was a clear-cut penalty, man.
All right. Was this McTominay thing that he's crying about a penalty or not? Yes or no's?
The fact that they didn't even look at it, man, he didn't even tell it. VAR has just gone crazy again because they've gone from one extreme to the other. There's a few things last night in the Spurs game, wasn't there, Mo? Like they just didn't look.
Pretty convenient. A lot of these Forest fans haven't seen this.
Thank you. No, you know what? I've said it to him. I've known Twist for all the 21 years that we've both been on this planet for, all right? And he always answers these Manchester United questions by not answering the question. That's all he ever does. He talks like, but I've always said he's a politician when it comes to Manchester United. And thank you for pointing that out. And now the case is closed. Boris.
My case is that I love how you watch incidents that favour your opinion and then don't watch the clips that don't favour your opinion. That
How
works out
does
well for you.
McTominay getting a penalty or not favour my opinion? I
Because you're
wanted
following a-
Man U to win that match so we could
What
overtake
do you-
Palace.
Of course,
So
it
you're not
favours
following
you because Forest are
Sheffield
going to finish
United.
top
Of
four.
course,
You're
it
going
helps
for
your
top
opinion.
four.
It doesn't favour us right now. We'll get to top 4 by the end of the season. I'm saying right now we've got to overtake Palace. Therefore, if it was a penalty, if I'd seen it, I would call it. I'm just saying I haven't seen it. The only clip I saw was the guy's free kick, and that was hilarious.
It's pretty convenient that you did miss it, though, to be honest.
Yeah, it's convenient.
I was in a stream, man. What do you want me to do? I have a channel to run. The defenders and the goalkeeper's attention was taken by Rashford interfering with play. End of.
Yeah.
There you go.
Interfering is the key word. Yeah. The first time
Sean's
I'll
saying
ever
he's not
agree with
seen it
Adam.
either. Why would we watch Man U? We don't eat prawn sandwiches either. I was
Back to
saying,
this match though. What's going on?
oh yeah, we got sidetracked here. We got way sidetracked. Okay, so Nick, Arsenal versus Man U in a non-politician way. Give us your score.
I've never put Man U down to lose. I'm never going to do that. So I'm going to go for a very hopeful 1-1 draw.
You're going for a draw, which means you think they're going to lose, but you don't have the balls to put it down.
There you go.
Yeah.
Mo.
Yeah, as I say, I'm still not impressed with Arsenal. Every goal they get is lucky, pretty much. Let's be honest. Even the ones against Spurs are just lucky. They get an own goal to start off the North London derby. It's so many shots by like Odegaard outside the box and it just bobbles through to Saka and then he just taps it in. They're going to get found out soon. Man City are going to win the league. But having said that, Casemiro, he is the glue for Man U. He has been a big difference this season. And that booking was just stupidity. I mean, he came in scissors flying onto the guy when you don't need a yellow card. Just going to have to go Arsenal, unfortunately. I don't want to, but I'm just going to have to go to them.
A Spurs fan going Arsenal. Are you still not impressed by Arsenal?
No, I'm not impressed at all. They're getting lucky.
You really not impressed?
Everyone else in the league is playing bad. That's the only reason that Arsenal are looking good.
Yeah,
Could you not say Arsenal are playing good then? And everyone else isn't.
Relatively. It doesn't mean that they're actually good.
But you're not impressed. Spurs fan not impressed with Arsenal.
Let's see when they stop getting own goals and they stop getting like bobbles through to Saka. Let's see what happens then.
Guys, get your scores in. Look, you're all missing the big point. It's got nothing to do with it if Casemiro's playing or not. The difference is that Partey is going to be playing, and he didn't play in the first game at Old Trafford. That's the difference.
Neither did Casemiro.
What?
Neither did Casemiro.
Well, you still won, so then you can't say Casemiro is the key. So that's why I'm saying, there you go. You're backing my argument. Partey is the key to this. Partey will destroy you. This is a banker Arsenal win, man. I'm going big on this one.
Oof.
I'm going 3-1.
Yeah.
I'm going 3-1. Let's have a very quick shout out of some of the scores from you guys on this one. Tony's saying 2-1. He's definitely saying 2-1. David's saying 2-1 to Arsenal. So's Mark. Sean's gone for a draw. Arsenal got to play City wise and lost. Oh, God, here we go. Arsenal got to play City wise and lost of hard away games, including City grounds.
Yeah, they've got to play City home and away. I think that's what he's trying to say.
What does that mean?
Okay.
Wise? Yeah.
Quick shout out on some of these scores. Wow, 57% Arsenal win, 18% for Manchester United, and 25% on the draw. Any big scores here? Any big scores? A lot going Arsenal. Has anyone gone Man U? Tomic and Sol Forest have gone Man U. Oh, you're screwed, Nick. Ez went a draw.
No.
Change it. Just go for the Man U win.
Too late. He's locked it in. He's locked it in.
That could be a Man U win then.
Oh, maybe. It's definitely not going to be a draw then, is it? All right, final game. It had to be Spurs, didn't it?
Had to be.
Spurs away to Fulham. You got no chance.
Cut the stream.
Dave, kill the stream.
Honestly, man. Yeah.
Guys in the chat. Spurs, what are we saying about Spurs? Give Simple As some abuse. Simple As, sorry, mate, your anti-Arsenal agenda is making you appear deluded. Save yourself further pain and just admit Arsenal are a magnificent football team and Spurs aren't. This is coming from an Arsenal fan, so you can't really argue with it.
Would you have been saying that last year? I'm sure Ant was saying that last year. They're a magnificent team. And I'm sure he was saying Arteta's a worldie, and he was just learning off of Pep. Yeah, come on. I really don't want to go over this game, man. Let's just make this quick. Look,
Tough.
Spurs,
You're employed
Spurs
to do this. Fulham Spurs.
rotten. I've been saying it since the start of the season. Did I not been saying it? I'm saying we're getting lucky. Yeah, we're getting the results, but we're playing terrible. I haven't seen us play one single game well this season. Not one. Even when we win, it's probably like the other team not playing well. That's it. I mean, we've got a manager who we know needs to spend money, and we've got a chairman who doesn't want to spend money. It was like, what was the point? When they brought in Conte, I was thinking, okay, this shows, signs of ambition. That means they're going to back him, but they're not backing him. This week, he's still talking about, if we do bring people in, there'll be development people. I'm thinking, development people? What is this? The time to develop was like 10 years ago. We're now at the core stage. We need to keep up with the likes of Newcastle and stuff. We're now pushing into the top 4. We got top 4 last season. We squeezed it. And now Arsenal have gone off into first. I mean, what is this, man? I just don't know where to start. We've only got 4 or 5 players that deserve to even be in the Premier League, I would say. At the moment, based on current form, you've got Bentancur, Kulusevski, you've got Romero, and Kane, basically.
And Spence.
Well, who knows? He doesn't want to play Spence. He's just stubborn. So, okay, look, I'm just going to take it in 2 ways. I'm angry at the owners, because they don't want to back Conte and they brought him in. But then I'm also now angry at Conte, who I was really defending before. But now I'm just like, look, if they're not going to back him, he has to change the formation or do something different. You can't just be like, oh, okay, it's not working. Let's just carry on. 5 at the back, no changes. He tried to change it up last night a little bit, but it was too little too late.
Someone who didn't want to talk about him, you didn't shut up there, did you? Okay, you got all off your chest. Can I just ask on what Southpaw said here? Is his hair a wig, or has he just had implants?
I think he's had implants, hasn't
he? Who even cares at this point, man? It's just look, and we've got a manager who doesn't even want to sign a new contract. Like, his contract is up in June, and where does that put the players? They don't even know where their boss is going to be. And anyone that wants to sign potentially is thinking, well, their manager's not guaranteed. Why do I want to go there? The club's just in disarray. I don't know. They either need to back Conte or they need to just get rid of him and bring someone a bit more of a yes man like Poch, who can actually develop the team.
Would you take Poch back?
I would take Poch, to be honest. I would.
All right, I'm going to ask you.
At least it wasn't so boring. At least we used to keep the ball. At least we used to attack. Now we just do the same thing, just soak up pressure with 7 people in defense, basically, including.
All right, let me ask you this, man: Conte or Gonte?
Look,
you don't want to say it.
No, look,
say it.
I would say you put me on the spot now. We're obviously not going to get rid of Daniel Levy or Enick or the owners. So in that case, we're just going to have to get rid of Conte. Honestly, at this stage, what's the point?
Breaking news, where's the ticker bar? Oh my, simple as says Gonte. Gonte.
He's not going to change formation. At least if he just changed formation, try 4 at the back. We actually have, we have players that could potentially play well in a particular formation. You got Richarlison there. Look how he did at the World Cup. We need to play him up front. We need to put Kane pretty much in the cam role. Because if you see Son now, he's done nothing this season. That's because Kane is not dropping back, providing through balls. That Son's just.
All right, you're even boring me now. You're boring me now. Red Dog's bored. Everyone's bored. Let's move on and put some scores in. And I want to get some dinner before the 6 p.m. one. I'm going to go Spurs to win this 1-0.
What?
Really?
Yep.
Yeah, I am. As well, to be honest.
Guys, what are you putting for the score on this? I'm going 1-0. It's just one of these weird ones that Spurs will win. It'll be quite funny as well because I can't stand Fulham. I'm going 1-0 Spurs.
Fulham's form is really good. If you see, that should be a draw right there. They shouldn't have even lost to Newcastle.
What did you go, Nick?
I've gone 1-1, man. I couldn't decide on this one.
That's what I was thinking as well.
You never know which half of football Spurs are going to show.
It's you're 49% favourite. There's a lot going for Fulham. Quite a lot going for the draw. Not many going for the Spurs win. What did the Arsenal fan go? He went for a 2-2 draw. After all his cussing down the Spurs, he went for the draw. What the hell? All right, that's all the games for this week. Fear not, we're back in 15 minutes. If you want to watch Craig Bromfield's interview with Dino from FFTV, it is next level. It kicks off in 15 minutes, so make sure you're there. We're not even done then. At 8:45 tonight, we've got Grumpy Old Reds as we look ahead to the Bournemouth match, and we're going to be talking about Chris Wood. Is he Wood or is he Deadwood? We'll cover all that tonight from 8:45. Literally, you could sit in front of YouTube from 6 p.m. pretty much till probably about 11 o'clock tonight and have a look at some of these ugly faces that will be treating you there. So before you leave, please do hit the like button. Thank you all so much for tuning in to the weekly review or the preview, should I say, of the Predictor League. We'll see you in about 15 minutes. Come on, you Reds.